and welcome to the Wealthy Lala Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. It is episode 180. How awesome is that? And if this is a Friday for you on the day you're listening to it, I hope you had a wonderful week and I hope you're going to have a fun weekend with whatever you have planned. So I've been reading these couple of books. One, they're both by Tosha Silver, Tosha Silver. And this particular book is called Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead. And then I have another one that I'm reading right now called It's Not Your Money. And so it's really it's a divine, a take on, really believing in that there's something greater than ourselves that we're a part of, and something greater than ourselves that's, assisting us, that is there waiting to whatever we ask for. And in the book here, she's got in one of her little, it's a book of chapters, but within the chapters it has little stories. And this one is called Shopping with God. And what I loved was the quote that she has at the beginning of it. She says, pronoia, so pronoia, not paranoia, but pronoia is the suspicion that the whole world is conspiring to shower you with blessings. And the fellow who wrote this quote was Rob Brezsny. And could you imagine if that, really, if you think about it, for most people, and I would say probably for most of us, in ways that we just don't even know, we are probably functioning from 180 the other way, expecting things to not work out. If you think about it, I mean, most people, they'll just expect it, it's gonna get worse, or God, I have to tell you honestly, I don't really function so much from that anymore, so it's really hard to pull examples of it out of my world unless I've just had one. Yeah, because I just don't. I would now. What I will say is, I would say that I don't function from being negative with regards to my life. But I'm not always in a state of pronoia. I'm not just, it's not something yet that comes easily to me, that I'm just always in a state of a suspicion that the whole world or universe is conspiring to shower me with blessings. Abraham Hicks says, things are always working out for me. There was another one that just popped into my head too. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, and I noticed that with my daughter, when I watch my daughter's life, things just always seem to, they always work out for her. Now, I'm able to see it from a vantage point, stepping back. At times, her life is no different than the rest of us, where stuff happens or stuff is created in her life, and you kind of think, what the beep, and yet things always do end up working out. So it's funny, the yawning. Okay, universe, I'm just going to ask the universe, really, what is that? Because I get it every once in a while, but I can definitely tell that I'm judging it instead of just letting it be what it is. And maybe it's just because I'm aware of it in other people's worlds, kind of going, why does she yawn on her show? It's good question. Some days I get it's clearing. I just wonder too sometimes if it's a space that I choose in the presence with this that creates the almost release in my body. Yeah, it's kind of, this is sort of a really weird example in a different way, but whenever I go into a grocery store or shopping, I have to go to the bathroom. I probably know where the bathrooms are in almost every store that I go into, because there's just something about it that I literally, I'm not a big, oh my God, I have to shop. I'm not like that. There's something about that I allow myself to choose when I go shopping. When I'm in a store, or especially in a grocery store, if I just go there and I'm just like looking at the shelves and the different products and that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's how much that is. Oh, this is fun. I wonder if I should get this. There's a relaxation that I get, that I choose when I go shopping, that's almost like, okay, my body goes, she's cleared for relaxation. Relax. And then my body's like, oh, I could go to the washroom. I feel so relaxed. And that's what I'm getting almost that this yawning thing is too, is that I do enjoy these shows, so much that I sit down and all of a sudden the space opens up and I'm just like, ah, how does it get any better? So pronoia, like where in your life could you choose that? Could you imagine if we get in our car and we're excited, oh my gosh, like I wonder where and how the universe is going to surprise and delight me today. What kind of crazy cool things are going to work out for me? I wonder what surprises I'm going to get. I wonder how much fun and play I can have with it all. Like, I mean, really, do you get up in the morning and have that sort of point of view or thought process? I mean, even though myself, I consider myself a fairly uplifted, open-minded person, that's not something that comes to my mind right away. And I also get that it's just building a muscle. So, like if you have sticky notes, you could put pronoia on a note, stick it around your house, like, and just, oh, am I being pronoia right now? Uh, yeah, because, you know, more and more and more and more, I'm really getting, and I get that I'm only tipping the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg on how much our world is an energetic world. And then you have to change the energy before what's going to change in your outer world is going to change. Now, you can have things change on your outer world too. Like say for an example, okay, so say someone has cancer, okay, and you go to one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's workshops and you do these meditations and you tap in and you change the vibration of your body and you get this, you cure and change the cancer. You no longer have it. Okay, that's changing the energy. Whereas changing it more in this physical reality would say be going and having it cut out, like say going and having surgery and, having a lump removed, say. Now, let me be very clear that not either one is not right or wrong. It's what actually works for us and creates greater. Now, if you've got cancer and you're really stressed about it and you having surgery about it is going to create ease in your world if you have it removed now. And then you go ahead and do the meditations and change the energies in your body and your life so that you say don't recreate it, then that sounds like a really great thing. So, and I learned, like when I talked on my previous shows about having the jaw pain and stuff like that. I mean, I chose to go to the hospital and get morphine shots because I needed it, or because there was no way with the space that I was in, that I was able, in that 10 seconds anyways, be able to sit down and meditate and allow the space or the energy to change. So, we're all where we're at till we're at a different space. Now, yeah, just that. But that, like I heard Dr. Joe Dispenza talk about when you change the energy of something, it's like those old slide projectors, and you take a slide, and when you take the slide out of the projector, and say you put a new slide in, right? It changes the picture that's on the screen. Well, often what we're doing is we're trying to fix the screen. So we're trying to change say paint over the screen, or we're trying to, fix it with, say, Advil or paint, or, could be yummy things too, like massages or cranial sacral, or uh, surgeries or whatever. And we've, that is definitely ways you can go about it. Now, what I've heard from people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, when you listen to Abraham Hicks and other people that are really aware of this energetic world and have such a knowing of it at such a depth already, more than, say, those of us right now, we bang around in the trying to change the picture on the screen for a really long time. I know for myself, I was given a diagnosis in 2000. So, that's 19 years ago, almost 19 years ago. It'll be November. I think I started to not feel well in like April. So right now, 20 years ago, or 19 years ago. And, I tried so many different things in the meantime, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me until, like, say, last year, which is it's been less than a year, that I finally went, you know what, that's actually not working, and changing things. Like, it does it's like a 10-step forward, 8-step back, 10 steps forward, 9 steps back, it's, and I have but I also know, and like, not to make myself wrong or anybody else that's chosen something like that, whether you did it as long as I did or longer, or it's only been 2 months for you, is that, as we have these contrasting experiences, or experiences that don't seem like they're too much fun, or they don't seem to result in anything of what we hope to receive, we end up, it creates bigger asks in our world. Like, 19 years ago, I just wanted to not hurt. I didn't even have the possibility of knowing that I could actually ask for a life of ease, of vibrancy, of playfulness. And I'm not going to lie to people, you know, that, remember one time, I said to my hubby, I said, I actually realized that there was actually parts of me that didn't want to get better. And he goes, well, why wouldn't you want to get better? Um, because of what being better would mean to me. It would mean different areas of number one, it can be that you just don't even know that that's a possibility. And I would say that for me, that was one of the biggest things, was that whatever life I'd lived, I just did not see that as a possibility, that I could actually have a life of vibrancy, wealthy, health. Okay. And then number two, when I started to look at it too, I found that it would mean that I'd have to, but I would need to be a different person. I'd need to step up in certain situations with different relationships. And I was nowhere near being a confident enough person to do that at all. Man, I cowered, you know? Um, yeah. So just, looking at that. So there's a receiving that has to happen. Now, you guys, you can look at it in a different way. Like, how many of you, like, really, 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 like, get really honest with yourself? If you got $1 million dropped on your lap, would you actually be able to, or say 50 million, would you actually really be able to receive everything that comes with it? The endless requests from you, the demands of you, the judgments of you, and so would that actually be kind? And so, we've got to be in a space to receive these things. And, for those people that have received those things, whether they were ready to receive them or not, that's their business. But I know for sure that if you want to have a loving relationship, or you want to have great friendships around you, or you want to have a healthy body, you need to be able to be a different person to be able to receive that. And number one, a lot of us don't even know that we need to be a different person. Number two, we're not even in a position a lot of times to receive it. So, like, for me, if I look at my body and I was like, okay, right now, today, boom, all of a sudden I've got, say, 100% health. Okay. what would I do? Like, oh my God, would I have the expectations that I would have to go back to work? Um, would I have other people have expectations of me? All of a sudden, maybe I'd have to clean my house more or expect that I should clean my house more. Um, just that. Like, do you guys get the energy of where I'm going with it? So just like I kind of invite you into that sort of area. Now, going back to what I started the show with is what would it like to live with what would it be like to live with Pronoia in that area? That the whole world is conspiring to shower me with blessings. And when I look at what I've created with my body and the dis-ease and all of my journey since then, I have had so many blessings. I have so much more of me. And what if it was never, ever, ever wrong? And it's just one of those ones that took a little longer for me to get it and to see it. And what was I asking for when I came into this life? What was I asking for? That having a life the way I chose it or the way it showed up for me, created where I'm at today. So, what if the whole world, the universe, is conspiring to shower you with blessings? Anyways, on that note, people, big hugs to you. Thanks again for listening. Have an amazing rest of your day. Toodles!